Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is currently still running in many movie theaters and is regarded as an acceptable but also not overly great sequel. With worldwide revenues of around $385 million, the box office takings are nevertheless positive, and there already seem to be plans for a third part. This was recently revealed by the two screenwriters Pat Casey and Josh Miller in a Q&A session. There they spoke about the fact that they are still in a very early stage of production, not really knowing which direction they will go with another sequel. The focus of attention is currently the search of a voice actor for the character that was teased at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It is expected to be a high-profile Hollywood star, as was the case with Knuckles and Idris Elba. More details are not known so far. At present, those responsible are aiming for a release date in 2024, but we will of course keep you up to date with further information. After a long waiting period, the third season of The Mandalorian will finally be released on Disney Plus in February 2023. As producer Jon Favreau announced at the Star Wars Celebration, this series is complete and currently in post-production. While his colleague Dave Filoni keeps working on Ahsoka, Favreau himself is already slowly but surely devoting himself to the fourth season of The Mandalorian. In the newly shown trailer, we see the armor as well as the helmetless Mandalorian who is about to clear his name. The latter eventually travels to Mandalore along with Grogu, where he is greeted by the heiress Bo-Katan. Whether she will end up helping him in his endeavor or what else Mandalore has to offer is sadly left unknown. Either way, Din Djarin will have to face Moff Gideon again, as you can suspect from the Star Destroyer shown in the trailer. In addition to the ongoing series, lead actor Pedro Pascal talked about further plans for The Mandalorian in an interview with Variety. This included the fact that Pascal's big dream would be to play The Mandalorian not only on Disney Plus, but also on the big screen in the future. However, he did emphasize that this is only a dream of his and that, to his knowledge, a movie is not officially being planned. He would nonetheless be happy about the Mandalorian cinematic experience sometime in the future. We are excited to find out what will happen next with The Mandalorian. It is at least certain that the third season will be released on Disney Plus on February 23rd, 2023. It is almost unthinkable that just a few years ago there was talk of an Indiana Jones film without Harrison Ford. After all kinds of problems such as a shoulder injury of the 79-year-old leading actor, fans are now even more pleased that director James Mangold published a first image. It shows Indiana Jones himself in a dark cave, walking across a bridge in dim light. At first sight, you can hardly see any difference to earlier movies, even if Harrison Ford, and thus his film character Indiana Jones, have aged noticeably. Ford also talked about the movie in the course of a surprise appearance at the Star Wars Celebration. He said he was very proud of the new installment and held out the prospect of wrapping up filming in the near future. He also spoke highly of the participation of Kathleen Kennedy and James Mangold, both of whom he said he had a wonderful experience with. Co-star Mads Mikkelsen was also full of praise for Harrison Ford, who is said to have given a superb performance at nearly 80 years of age. Aside from that, we can expect a true old-school movie. We are looking forward to the upcoming Indiana Jones 5, which will be released on June 30th, 2023. PlayStation fans will hardly have failed to notice the release of Horizon Forbidden West earlier this year. The sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, which was released in 2017, met just about all of the fans' expectations. The story of both games takes place about 1,000 years in the future and deals with the past downfall of human civilization as we know it. Those who are still alive join together in comparatively small tribes to stand their ground against the enemy. The foe consists of gigantic machinery that has largely wiped out mankind and is very reminiscent of prehistoric dinosaurs. The plot centers around young Aloy, who not only has to deal with the machines but also resolve old enmities between the tribes. Apart from the storyline around Aloy's personal history, the huge and jaw-dropping world stands out in both video games. As comicbook.com reports, Netflix recently secured the rights for a series adaptation. However, it is still unclear in what direction the series will go, in other words, whether it will be strongly based on the original game or whether it will pursue a completely different approach in the existing world. In terms of game adaptations, it won't stop at a Horizon Zero Dawn series because a Gran Turismo movie is also in the works. Sony announced this at its recent 2022 business segment briefings. At the present time, it seems to be the heyday of video game adaptations anyway, as we can still look forward to The Last of Us, Twisted Metal, and the recently announced God of War series by Amazon, as well as the movie adaptation of Ghost of Tsushima. That's plenty of content for the TV screen in our opinion. Which adaptation are you most excited for, and can you think of any other movie and series adaptations of games that haven't been announced yet? Feel welcome to let us know in the comments. A few days ago, Top Gun: Maverick, the late sequel to the classic film Top Gun, was finally released in cinemas after almost 36 years. Following a total of 5 postponements of the release date, the blockbuster was a huge success at the box office, which must have come as a surprise to some people. In fact, Top Gun: Maverick even bet Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End as the most successful film ever released in the US over the Memorial Day weekend. Critics and fans are also showering the movie with praise, which is why the question of another sequel is slowly but surely being raised. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer, who was already involved in the first movie in the same position, recently spoke to Deadline about plans for a potential Top Gun 3. According to the report, there were no immediate plans for a third film, but they would continue to ride the wave of success. So given the gigantic hit, it is almost safe to assume that we will see Maverick at his favorite adrenaline-fueled activity once more. We can only hope that this time it won't take another 36 years. Last week, the Star Wars celebration was held in Anaheim, California. The now 14th edition of the world's largest Star Wars fan gathering was actually supposed to take place in 2020, but was then postponed due to the pandemic. Among the countless announcements was the new Tales of the Jedi series, which had long been the subject of many rumors for several weeks. Now, more precise information is available. It is known already that a total of 6 episodes will be produced. Likewise revealed are a couple of featured characters. Among them are Count Dooku, Mace Windu, Ahsoka, Anakin Skywalker, and Qui-Gon Jinn. The latter was played by Liam Neeson in Episode 1, and as we are now aware, he will also be dubbing the Jedi Master. The series is conceived as an anthology. This means that we will see the aforementioned Jedi in a variety of stories that are not necessarily related. With 3 episodes each, the focus will be on Ahsoka Tano on the one side and Count Dooku on the other. Especially the Dooku episodes are expected to be quite intense, since they will deal with the bloody development of the former Jedi Master into a disciple of Darth Sidious. At least that's what Lucasfilm executive producer Dave Filoni implied. Plus, the 3 episodes with Ahsoka at the center will cover almost her entire life. Visitors to the Star Wars celebration got their first sneak peek as Lucasfilm screened the very first episode where Ahsoka is still a baby. Besides all the information at the first episode, there was also a first trailer to the delight of many fans. One character is still a mystery because, according to eyewitness reports, somebody can be seen from behind in one of the scenes, which is probably Yaddle based on the long hair. Anyways, we are eager for more news and are really looking forward to Tales of the Jedi, as the series is scheduled to be released on Disney Plus this fall. Between 2012 and 2015, Lionsgate achieved great success with a 4-part film series, The Hunger Games. This was followed last year by the announcement of a prequel titled The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. While the original 4 movies were based on the first 3 volumes of Susan Collins' novels, the upcoming movie builds on the 4th volume, which was also released as a prequel in May 2020. So far, it was known that newcomer Tom Blythe will play the infamous villain Coriolanus Snow. Now the people in charge also seem to have found a female leading actress. The talk is of 21-year-old Rachel Zegler, who is best known for her Golden Globe Award-winning role as Maria Vasquez in West Side Story. She stars as Lucy Gray Baird from District 12, who ends up as a tribute in the 10th Hunger Games. Her mentor is the aforementioned Coriolanus, who seems extremely skeptical at first, but is then won over by Lucy's iron will. It'll definitely be interesting to see how well The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes will be received by audiences after a gap of quite a few years. The release date is set for November 17th, 2023. That's it for the latest news from the world of series and films. If you haven't seen the new Pinocchio trailer with Tom Hanks this week, we strongly suggest to do so. Apart from that, you can find another movie preview on our channel, and this time the focus is on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Afterwards, you will definitely know about all the new developments of the MCU movie.